We understand that in your society, for thousands upon thousands of your years, the idea of faith has been what you may refer to as the pinnacle of belief system structures, allowing you to withstand and endure many hardships, allowing you to project into the future the idea of a path that will lead you to your dreams. Now, we have talked many times about the idea that, of course, all of these things, projections, endurances, experiences, are all based on the idea of what you most strongly believe to be true, and that faith is no exception. Faith, in that sense, comes directly from what you believe, and the idea of trusting yourself, having faith in yourself, having faith in the world, having faith in what you may refer to as the Creator. Whatever you wish to place your faith in, all depends upon what kind of belief systems, of course, you have had instilled within you. And we understand that there is, in a sense, a multitude of levels to this idea of faith. But in using faith, you have allowed yourself great accomplishment on your planet from time to time. But also, you have found, many of you, the idea of faith to be quite difficult to uphold, to maintain, to hang on to, as you say. Especially in times of duress, times of stress, times of doubt. So, the purpose of this communication, ironically and paradoxically enough, is to allow you to understand, to begin to allow you to understand an idea that we will continue tomorrow of your time in more detail. And that is how to go beyond faith into knowingness, which is far more powerful. The idea is that faith is one of the highest forms of expression of your belief. And without faith, very often you will find yourself, instead of relying on that, you will rely on hope. And without hope, very often you will simply find yourself relying on what you call luck. And without luck, you will sometimes find yourself simply trusting to fate. But if you do not even trust to fate, then you may find yourself suddenly experiencing despair. And I think most of you know where that can lead in terms of your experience of the quality of your lives. So the idea is to understand that despair and fate and luck and hope and faith are all predicated upon the innate belief systems that exist within you. And while, again, ironically and paradoxically, belief system is what can take you beyond faith into knowingness, once you allow yourself to achieve knowingness, belief no longer factors in. Belief, in that sense, stops with the expression of faith. Knowingness requires no belief. Knowingness is itself a state of being that allows you to harmonize, synchronize, link up directly with all that is in a certain way relative to your experience as a physical being in a physical reality experience on earth. Knowingness can take you beyond belief, beyond faith, beyond hope, beyond luck, beyond fate, beyond despair, way beyond, so that you can understand how your life is created by you, so that you can experience that creation clearly, directly, and with great certainty. Now, please understand, this in no way, shape, or form is meant in any judgmental kind of comparative way. If faith is what has gotten you through, we do not in any way, shape, or form put that down, as you say. We know that faith can be a very strong mechanism. But we want you to understand that compared to absolute knowingness, it pales as a way of knowing how you create your reality. So we will take the leap of faith and leave faith behind into knowingness.
My question is with regard to having multiple highest joys at different times. And
yes. Multiple expressions of one highest joy. Okay. Anytime you appear to have different things that have equal amounts of excitement and joy, they might simply be different expressions of one overriding highest joy that you haven't yet actually labeled or identified.
I see.
For example, someone may bounce all around between the idea of painting, singing, writing, and they say, oh, well, I have all these highest joys. No, they have one highest joy of expressing communication creatively. And painting, singing, and writing are simply different expressions of that one highest joy. Right. Knowing it that way can help remove the confusion about which way to go. Because if you understand that all of these things may be simply different expressions of one highest joy, then it doesn't matter which one you do at any given moment.
I see.
Does that help?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Sure. My other question
yes.
is with regard to helping to better incorporate your teachings. And the mantra that you provided just now
yes.
will be of great help. And,
all right. Use it if you wish.
And all the tools and just reviewing your material will be of great help. I was also wondering if there will be any opportunities to be among your people as a kind of study abroad type situation.
Eventually.
In order to learn by example and better internalize.
Eventually.
Okay.
Somewhere before your year of 2033.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So good to talk to you.
And you as well.
I got two quick questions. The first one is I'm facing a challenge right now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I know it. Thank you. And it's really
exciting?
If you say so.
Thank you. Do you say so?
No, I don't.
Oh, all right. Your choice.
It's I'm I'm trying to quit smoking, and I'm
really
trying.
I see.
And I'm on these pills that help suppress the cravings, and those have helped a bit.
All right.
This is the first time that I've really decided and committed.
Yes.
And so I'm down. I've gone down, and the latest one is I got down from 12 to 3, and then I got down from 3 to 1.
Yes.
And then I went up again to 3.
All right.
And the cravings just take over my body, and I'm just like, I can't think unless I...
Oh, all right. Would you like to do a completely thorough detoxification of your body?
No, but I'm willing.
No? There's that like wonderful paradoxical language again. No, but I'm willing. No, but yes. Yes, but no.
I'm just, being honest. It
thank you.
Doesn't sound like fun. However...
Let me ask you.
Yes.
Why are you uncertain about being willing to do a detoxification if the detoxification might remove the craving?
Because it sounds like it won't feel good.
Why do you think that?
That's a good point, because I haven't
Thank you. Who told you that detoxification has to feel bad?
I did.
Yeah, why?
So I guess so I wouldn't do it.
Thank you. Because you don't want to stop.
Well, part of me absolutely doesn't want to stop.
There are no part of you.
Oh.
There is you or there is not you.
Okay.
You see, this is part of the problem that you're having. Is you're not defining yourself holistically, but you're defining yourself as a bunch of conflicting parts.
Uh-huh.
So if you define yourself holistically and really be honest, as you say, then you will honestly admit the you are now doesn't want to stop.
Okay, I do admit that.
Thank you. Now, there is another you that does want to stop, but even more important than that, there is another you that never started. You understand?
No.
All right, let us explain. This is what we euphemistically call in your language the 13th step. Some of you are ready for this, some of you are not. It's all right, no judgment. But let us explain this idea and see if your mind can wrap around it.
Okay. Yes.
All right? All right. You understand the idea that we have expressed many times that any change is a total change?
Yes.
Yes? Or yes?
Yes. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Then explain it to me.
Oh, shoot.
You see, there's going to be a test on some of this.
Well, when you change it...
Because you might just be blowing smoke in my eye.
I might be. When you change something, you've said it's a total change because it shifts it from one thing to another.
What does that mean? What do you mean one thing to another?
Okay, I'm busted.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you for being truly honest. Here's what we mean. Imagine, in your mind's eye, a blue cube. Do you see it?
Yes.
All right. It has 6 blue sides. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Now, imagine in your mind's eye a cube with 5 blue sides and 1 red one. Do you see it?
Yes.
All right. Now, there are 2 ways primarily to look at this. You could say that there is a blue cube and you have made one small change to that blue cube by changing one of its sides to red. But it's the same cube with just one small change, a red side. Or you could say, wait a minute, a totally blue cube and a cube with 5 blue sides and 1 red one are 2 completely different cubes.
Yes.
Completely different cubes. One has nothing to do with the other. They're 2 completely different cubes, 2 completely different realities, 2 completely different universes unto themselves, each with their own qualities, intact, having nothing to do with one another. You follow me?
Yes.
So, when we talk about the idea that every change is a total change, the idea is that if you take one thing, you can think you're making a small change in that thing, or you can realize that if you change anything, you've changed the whole thing to another thing altogether, in another reality altogether, with its own unique qualities having nothing to do with the cube that was there a moment ago. You follow me so far?
Yes.
So, this also is done with yourself as a personality. You must understand that what you are as a person, what you are as a personality, is an artificial construct. It's a temporary mask that you're projecting with your consciousness. You follow me?
Yes.
All right. So the idea of the urge to smoke, the craving, that exists as a component in one personality equation. That personality equation is one person, a whole person, a complete person unto herself in her own universe.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
there is also the idea that if you don't smoke, then there is also a universe for that person. A person who has quit smoking is its own idea. And one of the qualities of that description, one of the qualities of that equation is you are someone who used to smoke. That's a description unto itself.
Yes.
There is also another reality of a version of you that never did smoke. Ever. And so, that person cannot have cravings because they never started smoking. You follow me?
Yeah.
All right. Now, the way to be that person is to understand the following notion. There is only here and now. You follow me?
Yes.
This is all there is. There is only one moment in creation. So anything you think of as a different moment, a different reality, is actually the same one moment from a different point of view.
Yes.
All right. Now, so you could say, all right, there is a version of me that does not smoke. And in understanding that everything exists only in the now, then you also understand that the concept of the past and the concept of the future are just illusionary.
Yes.
You follow me? All right. If you know that the past is illusionary, then you must also follow the next chain in the logic, which is the past does not create the present. Instead, if you only exist now and the past is an illusion, it's the present that creates the past. Every single person that you choose to be at any given moment has her own past, her own unique past, different from any other version's past. So if you choose to be a person that does not smoke now, you can also recognize that that person now must, by definition, have a past wherein she never did smoke. And that's why she doesn't smoke now.
Wow.
Yes.
So I have to convince myself of that.
Yes. But you see, it's not just a matter of convincing. It's simply a matter of recognizing what the actual nature and structure of existence actually is like. Because once you understand what I've explained to you, it will make total sense that what you define yourself to be now actually creates a new past for that new person. It has to. Because in a space-time frame reference, in order to be whoever it is you're defining yourself to be now, with respect to the idea of causality as you believe in it in space-time, to be who you are now, that person has to have had a specific kind of past in order to be that person, because you believe that the past creates the present. So use that belief to your advantage by knowing that if you change the person you are also allowing yourself to change the past that will then allow you to be the person you want to be in the present. By becoming someone who never smoked, and therefore why should she have cravings? She never smoked. When you are that person, the cravings won't exist because they're not a part of the equation that makes up the definition of who you are as a person, because they never did. Does this make some sense to your mind?
It does, and it seems like, wouldn't that be an amazing gift for that habit to give to me on the positive side?
Yes. Well, you see, that's why many of you do what you do. Remember that because of the kind of reality you have created and the kind of detachment that you have created and the kind of forgetfulness you have created for yourself about who you really are, you are still very, very clever and creative beings. And very often, if the only way to find out what you are is by finding out what you are not, then that's the way you'll do it. And so sometimes you will choose paths that would seem to be negative and detrimental and destructive to you, so that you can finally get to a realization that really isn't who I prefer to be. And therefore, yes, it has served you in a positive way. And the fact that you just said that and had that recognition means that that recognition in that 1 second actually came from the reality of a person who never smoked. You follow me?
I do.
All right.
I do. That's
So,
good.
mull this around, see if that works for you, and if it does, go forth in that state of being. Why? Because circumstances don't matter. Only my state of being matters. What state of being do I prefer to be?
And I can't just be somebody who smokes one cigarette and get
You
through
can. Yes, you
get
can.
through the transformation.
That is an equally valid idea. Yes, yes, yes. That's an equally valid idea. Many of you have known of people who have drank and smoked and partied all night long and lived to be 100.
Yes.
And you go, how do they do that? Because they absolutely believe, absolutely are aligned with their belief system that they can do that and live to be 100. So the only question to ask yourself is, do you actually believe that you can have one cigarette every so often and also still go through the transformation in the way that you prefer to?
No, I don't.
There you go.
There you go.
So you have just revealed to yourself what the actual definition of the state of being is that you actually prefer. And so if you prefer that, suddenly the things that to the other you might seem onerous, such as a detox, to the new you will seem exciting, and you can't wait to do it because it's going to be fun, and I'm going to learn so much by doing it, and I'm going to feel so great when I do it, and it's going to be so much fun, and I'm going to have so much help, and it's going to be exactly the right place at the right time, and oh boy, I can't wait. Because that's the you prefer to be. Make sense?
Yes.
So remember, you cannot perceive what you are not the vibration of. Things are invisible to you when you're not in the proper vibratory state. But when you are the person you prefer to be, things that used to look one way to another you will look differently to the new one. So the you that says, well, that's going to be difficult, it's going to be unpleasant, that's the old you talking.
Right.
It's not the new you talking. So when you truly choose to be the new you will see things in a different way. And you will experience things in a different way. You have sayings on your planet, don't you?
Yes.
One man's meat is another man's poison.
Yes.
Well, where do you think these ideas come from? The state of being utterly determines how you actually experience your reality. It has nothing to do with the thing itself. A detox is neutral. It's just a thing. It's just a circumstance. And what do we say about circumstance?
They don't matter.
They don't. Only the state
Only
of
the
being
state of
matters.
Yes.
And that's what will determine how you experience the circumstance. Positive meaning in, positive effect out. Negative meaning in, negative effect out. Law of attraction. Third law of creation. What you put out is what you get back. Detox, label it positive, label it negative. The very same thing can go both ways. It can be the worst experience of your life. It can be the best experience of your life. It depends on where you are coming from. Make sense?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Was
you.
it good for you?
It was just as good for me. Thank you. Thank you. The other quick question that I have is, as a channel, you know this, I've been writing a book on world peace for 15 years.
Yes.
This is something I want to understand about that process. When my guides and unseen friends who are collaborating with me on this download a concept to me.
Yes.
And I just, in a sense, take down the download.
Yes.
Right? Then I go to my computer and I start to create an article out of it.
Yes.
Right, for the book.
Yes.
As I start to enter it, then I see that things are in something here and there is not in the right place. So I change it. Right?
Yes.
Then the whole process becomes moving the sentences around.
Yes.
Until they go boing.
Yes.
That process can take 5 or 6 hours.
So?
Well,
let me ask you a question.
Wondering if I'm doing
Let me ask
wrong.
you a question.
Okay.
When you're doing it, does it seem like it actually took 5 or 6 hours, or are you just going off of the clock to figure that out? Does it feel like it took that long?
Only occasionally if I get a little frustrated because it's not going fast
There's
enough.
your clue right there. Remember that when you live in the moment, time flies not because you're ignoring it, time flies because you're not creating as much of it. So when you live in the moment and what you're doing is fun, and you have fun with what you're doing, it will not seem to take very much time because you're not creating so much time in which to do it. When you get frustrated, you're falling back on your negative belief system and bringing up details that require time to look at in your processing. So, when you allow it to be a more holistic thing, time will collapse. You will not create as much of it. It will not matter how long it seems to take, because to you it will only seem fleeting. Nevertheless, if suddenly you find yourself getting frustrated and it feels like it's taking more time, then that's exactly the moment to stop and deal with the frustration itself and not keep going, because the writing has now been the process that put you in touch with what you really need to get in touch with, why you're frustrated. So that you can examine your belief system and then holistically come back into a state of being that will then allow you to collapse time again and continue on with the project.
And being the synergy.
Yes.
The synergy
and
of it.
That's collaboration. You see, your friends are not just downloading data. They are downloading energy that allows you to go through these processes so that you will actually be a better downloader. You follow me? They are clearing out the blockages. Just like a detox would.
I thought they were teaching me the concept by having me have to come up with it.
They are, but they're giving
and
you
figure
energy
it
that
out.
urges you into those positions so that you have to face those issues. And when you face them, you're clearing out the blockages.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, yes. They're working with you on many different levels. All of you. They work with you on many different levels. Not just the level your physical mind thinks it's being interacted with upon. Right. It's being interacted with upon many, many, many levels. And that's the result of one of the interactions. Coming to that point, coming to that realization, coming to those recognitions is the result of conversations you don't hear with your ears or your head, but conversations you hear with your heart, which is actually the seat of the soul. And it is from the heart that your mind ought to be taking directions, not the other way around. Make sense?
Yeah.
Does this help?
Yeah, I just thought they were making me understand the concept, like where it becomes second nature.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
By having to move it all around, because then
too.
I'm co-creating.
Yes.
and understanding.
It's a
and then-
collaboration
then
on
I'm-
many levels. Yes, not just this or that,
It's
this and that.
and that, this and that,
This and that. If you want that to be another mantra, so be it.
this and that.
Not just this or that, this and that.
Yes, thank you.
Circumstances don't matter, only state of being matters, not this or that, this and that.
Wonderful, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And a good day.
How you doing?
Perfect, and you?
Good.
Oh, all right.
Thanks for asking.
All right. You are welcome.
Do you have any books to be published soon? Like any agreement between you and Darryl to...
There are already a few, and the channel and those involved in disseminating the information are working on plans to publish other books. But you can talk to them about that,
All right.
since I am not part of the publishing company.
All right, I'll do that.
All right.
Other question is, I know that our bodies are made of energy. I understand that.
Yes.
So any ailments or any diseases we have, does it have to do with any energy blocks in our physical bodies?
It can. Again, the idea is that you have formed a general consensus reality and agreed that certain things shall be generally held as true. A lot of these general consensus truths have to do with how physical reality works. A lot of it has to do, therefore, with the idea of chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, blockages can occur by absorbing into your bodies the idea that you have labeled as toxins. And if you have toxins in your body, which all of you do, then that can because of the consensus reality of how chemistry functions, actually block the cellular structures in your body from absorbing the appropriate nutrients to allow your body to rapidly balance and heal itself. Therefore, this is why we strongly urge individuals who are attempting to make themselves more receptive to synchronicity and higher energies to thoroughly detoxify their bodies on a relatively regular basis, to get the toxins out and put the proper nutrients in to allow the body to operate on the neurochemical electrical level that it was intended to operate on so that it can function in a balanced state.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, it does. Other question is, it has to do with, you were talking in your book about the properties of an object.
Yes.
And by changing them, you could change the object itself.
Yes.
And you could do time travel and everything.
Yes.
So can we, as third-dimensional beings, become the frequencies of the places we want to go to and visit? For example, let's say Andromeda or
Yes.
or Mars or anything.
However, you cannot do that as third-dimensional beings. However, you can do it as fourth-dimensional beings.
All right. So
Remember that you actually exist in the fourth dimension. We know that a lot of terminology on your planet gets confused on this issue. Third density, fourth density, third dimension, fourth dimension. Physically speaking, mechanically speaking, mathematically speaking, you're actually in 4 dimensions, 3 of space, 1 of time. Therefore, by accelerating the idea of yourself as a fourth dimensional being and raising the vibration so that you're coming closer to fifth dimensionality, you can thus recognize that location is simply one of the variables of the definition of an object, and you can transport yourself to various places even as we do.
So for the time being, then we're just gonna do detox and everything to be allowing the higher frequencies.
It will be a beginning. We will see if you can detox your way to Andromeda.
All right.
There may be other belief systems also involved in that process that may require some changing.
All right. It will happen in time, right?
It can.
All right. All right. I've been following my excitement, especially recently.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
And so I've been already passing through 2 different fields, which is business field and medical field.
All right.
And the second is more exciting than the first, but still not completely.
All right.
So I've
Now
been
remember, first of all, before you continue, if I may,
yes.
when we talk about the idea of doing something that excites you, we are also talking about doing it in the most exciting way that you can. Sometimes individuals may think a certain thing doesn't excite them, but that may be only because they're not doing it in as exciting a way as they could be doing it. Sometimes you also can make the decision that certain things are not representative of your excitement, but you have to have the ability to make the discernment as to which is which. And the first thing to always check is simply that you may be making something seem not exciting because of your belief systems about it, when in fact you could actually be going about it in a more exciting way and reclaiming the excitement that is there. So as long as you check that first, then you can make a decision more easily as to whether or not the thing itself is truly representative of your excitement or not.
All right. So you answered my question, which is I'm thinking now to be in the nonprofit field.
Oh, all right.
And
Why is that exciting for you?
because I feel it fits my personality a lot.
Oh, right.
I feel I have qualities that match this field more than
right.
others, and I also can able to help people who need help.
All
Because
right, and this is exciting for you,
it
yes?
is exciting for me. Yes.
All right, and so what actions will you take in that direction?
I've been already researching on taking a degree in school again the third
right.
time.
All right.
But since I've been planning to simplify my life also,
Yes.
if I do that, I'm gonna have to take more debt and everything. So
Maybe,
it's cheaper.
maybe not. Why do you assume that that's the case? Because that's the way it's always been?
in a way, yes.
Well,
but
what does the way it's always been have to do with the way it can be?
I got your point.
Oh, thank you. Are you going to act on it?
I am gonna act on it.
All
but
right.
do you have any comment or advice or guidance towards how I'm gonna act on it?
Well, I sort of just gave you some. The
more
idea
details.
is to start relaxing your definitions of what seems to work for everyone else and recognize that you are a unique reality and that you can create the definitions within yourself that will work for you, and you don't have to do it the way someone else has done it. At the same time, as we said before to another individual, honor the belief systems that you do hold on to that you know you're not willing to let go of. If you truly believe that you need to do it a certain way, even though it may not be fully representative of your highest joy, but you feel you can't let go of that belief, then I would not let it go, because you may then throw yourself off a cliff and not be able to recover. The idea is to always honor the belief system and change them at whatever pace you are comfortable with changing them, based on the degree to which you're willing to believe that the new belief can actually support you. But I can guarantee you that any new belief you come up with that actually is believed by you to be capable of supporting you in whatever way you need to be supported will work, if you believe that it will, without the expectation that it must do so in a certain way. Again, we will be discussing this in more detail tomorrow when we discuss the idea of the relationship between physical mind and higher mind and how they can work more smoothly together. All right?
All right. Thank you very much, Bashar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Step onto that lovely little plane, which is built for nothing but comfort, for nothing but conversation, for nothing but relaxation. And lift off with nothing but the clothes on your back, or naked if you wish. Fly through the air and land, and step out and realize you are far, far away from where you took off, but it only took a moment to get there. Because in reality, that place was always right next door. And now that you have deflated your thoughts and let the air out of some of them, you find out that the only reason it seems so far away is because you had created so much space and time between you and it. When in fact, there's really no space and time between you and it at all. It's all right here, all right now. And the temperature and the atmosphere of where you have landed is absolutely ideal for you. And amazingly enough, ideal for every other passenger that arrives, even if that is different from yours. It is a marvelous, multidimensional place that adjusts itself to everything you enjoy, personally and automatically. And believe me, in the universe, even in the physical plane, there actually are such places that can accomplish this. Where no matter how many people go to a location, everything about the location adjusts itself automatically to every single individual, no matter how different it may be from the individual standing right next to them. So you are at one of these universal resorts that knows you exactly who you are, reads your vibration like a book, and exactly reflects the knowing part of yourself, the deserving part of yourself, the loving part of yourself, the creative part of yourself, and reminds you that these are actually not parts, but that these are states of being that are the whole of who you are when you choose to be. It reminds you of this constantly. It bathes you in a vibrational atmosphere of constant support of being totally who you are at every moment, without worry, without thought, without control, without manipulation, without scheduling, without time. Everything unfolds perfectly, perfect timing. You find yourself interacting with whom exactly you need to interact with, when you need to interact with them. You find yourself winding up in exactly the room in the resort you need to be in, exactly when you need to be there, and staying for exactly how long you feel like staying. And as soon as you leave and go somewhere else and show up, everyone turns and says, "You're right on time." let yourself understand that this place symbolizes and represents your true natural self, your instinctive self. The you that knows who you are without thinking about it. The you that absolutely knows who you are without thinking about it, without being told, without being judged, without being measured, but supported simply for the absolute knowledge that you have of knowing who you are. Breathe in the air and know that you are breathing in yourself. The atmosphere, the vibration that is you, the you know yourself to be. You know yourself to be. Without the fuss, without the muss, without the 1,000 little thoughts that you have agreed to allow yourself to nag yourself with about how you should be this and how you should be that in order to be better, in order to be worthy, in order to be deserving, in order to be wanted, in order to be loved, in order to be taken seriously, in order to be thought of as having a place in existence. To earn your place in the world. Nonsense. Were that you didn't deserve it, believe me, believe me, believe me, you wouldn't exist. Do what you want to do because you love to do it. The expression of being yourself as fully as you can is the only coin you need. And it is what will allow abundance to come to you in whatever form it needs to, coin or otherwise, that represents the path of least resistance to being yourself. You are abundant because all that is the very essence of abundance itself. And if you think all that is would create you, and that there would not be enough for you, you have a very poor picture of all that is. And you are making poverty out of abundance by seeing all that is as that poor in its creation, that it could somehow create you and leave you out of the ability to be supported by its abundance. It has allowed you to experience that idea, but you are creating whatever poverty you create from your abundance. Even if it's an abundance of poverty, it's still abundance. You have everything in that sense already. All you have to do is allow yourself to be who you are, to see that, to know that clearly. Just be who you are. And the reflection from the universe will be clear. But do it without expectation of reflection, for then you are standing outside of your knowingness once again. Stay within your knowingness. Choose the state you wish to express, because you have no other choice, because that's who you are. Not because it will get you this, not because it will get you that, but because it's who you are. That declaration is all that's necessary for the universe to respond to you as fully. So you don't have to make it conditional. I'll be this if I get that. If I get that, I'll be this. When you make it conditional, the universe can only reflect conditional experiences to you. Make it unconditional. Make it unconditional, that you are willing to be who you are because that's who you are. There's no other choice. Make it unconditional. And if you make it unconditional, you will have the unconditional experience itself from all that is. Take a deep breath, unconditionally, and let it out unconditionally. Congratulations. What is the time frame remaining for this transmission?
15 minutes.
Within what you call your 15 minutes, which to me could be yesterday or tomorrow, or right now, and which to you can also be the same. Allow yourselves to ponder for a moment what it really means to feel unconditionalness, absolute lack of expectation, absolute lack of judgment, absolute lack of lack, unconditionalness, where you know, and nothing has the power to tell you that you don't know what you know. Relax into that understanding. Relax into that feeling. It is your birthright. It is who you are. It is who we are actually speaking to when we speak to you. You may think we're speaking to your personalities, and obviously we are including them. But the direct communication is from who we know we are to who we know you are. It is between our knowing selves. So in that you have co-created this interaction. Understand. Stand under this foundation. Support it. Understand that whatever symbol we represent to you in terms of our ability to know is just a reflection of what we see in you, or you would not be able to experience it from us. It's just that in these interactions, you are willing to allow us to reflect back to you who you actually are. You can do that anytime you wish. You don't need to be in these kinds of specific interactions in this specific way, because we are always having an interaction. Always. On some level or other. Key into that. Tap into that. And know it is just as real. On its own terms, in its own way, it is just as real. Don't make a difference where none needs to exist. You know we are always in touch. You know you are always connected to all that is. You know this. I know you know this. And we thank you for allowing us to remind you that you know this. And for reminding you that you always have the choice to know this or forget this. But to now simply remember that even when you choose to forget, you are still using your connection to forget that you have one. And now, if we had gambling on our planet, we would bet that you actually will never completely forget who you are again. And I think we will win that bet. Because the house always wins. And we all live in the same house. Now. We all live in the same house now. Welcome home. Take your break. Or else say, let us conclude this transmission with any clarifications and questions that you may have about any of the material that has already been delivered. Are there questions? All right. Organize yourselves into question mode.
Hello again, Bashar.
And a you good day?
Bashar, earlier today you mentioned that you didn't have all the answers.
No.
Would you be kind enough to share with us one of the questions to which you have yet to have an answer?
If I don't really have the answer, I don't have a question.
Do you mean to say that you don't question anything?
We are always searching. But what I mean by what I have just said is, usually when you have a question, it automatically contains the answer. So to really not have the answer to something probably also means you haven't even thought of the question yet.
Therefore, in that case, what are you searching for?
Thank you. More of our relationship to all that is. We will give you, in what you call pragmatic terms, one example we have talked about recently that in your terms represents the idea of not having all the answers and having questions that seem unanswered. I will put it in your terminology. All right? All right. We have talked about, not too long ago, the idea of encountering another civilization, which translates into your language somewhat close to the sound Thuk. The name of the civilization, in other words, is Thuk. Although that is a translation into your language and not exactly what they call themselves or what we understand the name to be. Nevertheless, when we encountered this civilization, an amazing paradox and puzzle arise for us. And that is, we can interact with these beings, as you say, face to face, and carry on what might be considered by you to be a relatively normal interaction and conversation. But the moment we turn away from them, we forget who they are, what they look like, and everything that was said. Automatically. Until we turn back and see them again. This is the nature of their existence. They are quasi-dimensional in a sense, but of such a nature that only when engaging them directly are you in their frame of reference, and when you disconnect from it, their frame of reference is so different from ours, there is nothing from their frame of reference we can take with us into ours, and so nothing survives of the conversation. We were extremely excited to encounter these beings, for we had never encountered something like that before. And thus we are still exploring our relationship to them and what attracting them into our reality means about our own existence. So in that sense, yes, you could say there are things we don't know, questions that are unanswered in that context. Does that help?
In a sense, has the human race taught you anything?
Well, besides puns, you mean?
Yes. Have we raised your awareness in any way?
Yes, of course. First of all, understand that even physiologically we owe our existence to you. You are in many ways genetically our ancestors. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Therefore, you have given us life. Great, 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 great grandmother.
What about spiritual awareness?
The idea of spiritual awareness is that every single time you allow yourselves to interact with us and co-create these interactions with us, you open up for us a new understanding and a new perspective of another way that all that is has of expressing itself that we have never encountered before. So any interaction with you is a spiritual revelation to us in terms of a new perspective, a new point of view, a new expression that all that is has that we can then add to our overall understanding of all that is and our relationship to it and your relationship to it. So interacting with anyone, including humans on Earth, is always an eye-opening and spiritual expansion for us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does that help?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
The planet Earth recently, I believe it was March, I may stand corrected on that, we experienced a tremendous, what we term catastrophe, in the form of a tsunami.
Yes.
And from what little reading that I've done on it, it had very far-ranging effects.
Yes.
Much to the liking of the planet has been oscillating for 20-minute cycles,
yes,
like a month after the event.
Yes.
And obviously it took a lot of lives.
Yes.
Did a lot of damage.
Yes.
What effects has that produced on our planet on a psychological level, on a spiritual level? What kind of, has it opened gates? What is this event all about?
All right, thank you. As we have discussed many times, the idea is that you will go through the transition on your planet in a number of ways, depending upon the different belief systems and levels of things that people on your planet believe are possible in order to experience such transitions. Many of you may know that transition is inevitable, but may not necessarily know how to experience it other than in a few certain kinds of ways, such as the idea of physical cataclysm and so forth, may be the only way some people have of translating the idea of that magnitude of transition in a way that makes sense to them. In other words, if it doesn't really actually have a physical impact on your planet, they will not necessarily think that things are changing in a powerful way. Also, many people have, in some senses, set up the kind of timing that they have for how long they will be physical on Earth. And they want to create, in certain ways, situations that will act as mechanisms to allow them to transition from physical to non-physical reality. And so they are recognizing that they are still willing to create the idea of certain methodologies that you might call catastrophes to take them out when the timing is right. Because they cannot necessarily imagine that they will know consciously how to do that on their own, and so they rely on the automatic mechanisms of the planet to do it for them. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
Now, do also understand that, again, like anything, it can serve double duty. And it depends on the vibration of the person and why they are choosing to attract themselves to that experience in terms of what it is they will get out of it. Because certainly there can be people who are right in the midst of even something that seems to be a catastrophe who will be absolutely unaffected in a negative way. You follow me?
Yes.
Thus, then, what they get out of it will be, of course, what they put into it and the reasons for which they have created their presence in that area, which could be as simple as being around to help. But again, everyone will have their own story as to how they relate to that particular event. However, understand, as we have said, that it does, in fact, serve double duty in many different ways. And one of the most powerful things it has actually done is that it affected the economy of all of the countries that it hit, but not necessarily in a negative sense. That particular tsunami dredged up from the bottom of the ocean floor vast deposits of titanium and deposited it on the shores of all the countries that it hit. It left so much titanium on the shore that it has actually boosted the economy of every single country it has hit for years to come. You understand?
Yeah, that's good.
Therefore, you can always understand that there are many, many, many different kinds of effects that any event creates, and it's really going to be up to the vibration of the people and why they would attract themselves for the reasons of their own personal stories and how they experience that event. Does that make sense?
It does. One of the reasons I asked that question is the fact that with the events like this, as time unfolds,
yes,
it seems as though the response to an event like that is becoming more planetary.
Yes.
As opposed to more of it's just an isolated event that happened in Africa that, okay, we'll let them deal with it. But
you
now
have squarely illuminated another opportunity, because your planet is changing sociologically in many different ways, becoming more global. And one of the most profound things you have seen is an opportunity for a transition of many social institutions and military institutions on your planet, and specifically military institutions because military institutions were used as rescue efforts and help, and in that sense, relief efforts for those kinds of catastrophes, giving them an understanding that there are other ways in which the military can use what it is they have learned without it being warfare. In the future, all of the discipline that has gone into your military will actually shift over to the idea of such rescue events. Do you follow me?
Yeah, very much so.
So yes, you are using these things also to retrain yourselves. Yes.
That's great. And one last quick question. This has been a very awesome weekend.
Awesome.
All
right.
And I appreciate your presence here.
I am not there, but thank you for the sentiment.
Yeah, right. Do you have any tips as to tips, ideas, suggestions as to how, in this coming week or so, how we can best integrate this material besides leading our normal lives and doing what excites us, how we can best let this sink in?
So besides everything I've already said.
Yeah, besides all that. Exactly, yeah.
I see. All right. One moment. Do you have a favorite location on the planet that you haven't been to in a long time or have never been to but always wanted to go to?
That's funny you asked that because...
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it must be since they're all laughing.
Because... man.
Why is it funny that I ask that?
Well, because I'm going to be there tonight.
Which would be where?
I'm going to be somewhere in the middle of New Mexico tonight.
I see.
I'm in transition right now, and that's where I projected myself to be.
Yes.
Probably in between whatever the area in between Phoenix and Sedona.
All right.
I'm very, I guess Phoenix and Sedona, that's a pretty big gap there, but I've always been wildly attracted to New Mexico.
Wildly attracted?
Yeah, just something about New Mexico.
To your Southwest in general?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Or to your Arizona or New Mexico state, doesn't matter?
New Mexico particularly.
All right. And you're going to Arizona first?
Well, what the transition is, I'm driving from Los Angeles.
Yes.
And my destination for Wednesday is Charlotte, North Carolina, because I'm relocating from California back to the East Coast.
Oh, all right.
So tonight is the first leg of the travel. I'm hoping to get into New Mexico after this event. And New Mexico is a state that there's just something about it.
All right. Something about it. How much time will you spend in that state?
Well, you had mentioned that you were going to be able to visit me in a dream state tonight.
Yes.
and share your excitement. So unfortunately, it's going to be a quick visit because...
Quality, not quantity.
There you go. I really don't have any plans to...
Very good.
...stick around there long.
Don't have any plans. End the sentence there. I really don't have any plans. That is the biggest tip I can give you. Follow your dream. Follow where you are lured to. Be magnetized and attracted to an area on your planet that you feel you are in resonance with, and then don't have any plans. And see what happens. All right?
Sounds good.
That's the biggest tip I can give you. All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice trip.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'd like to ask you, with regard to, well, we've been talking a lot about earth changes and the way that our civilization is eventually going to be changing. And I'd like to know if you can comment about the fate of some of the very large cities in this country, especially Los Angeles.
The fate?
Well, yes. What I have in mind is a couple of things.
You have some fate in mind for them?
No, I don't think it's my idea, but...
Really? Are you sure? You're the one saying it.
Well, Okay, there. Yes. Okay, there
Are
is
you
something.
catching my drift?
Well, let me just try to clarify this a little bit.
Oh, all right, I'll let you.
The I Am America, I believe it's the I Am America maps,
Yes.
which probably a lot of people are familiar with, show this area eventually, and I'm not sure of the time frame they have in mind, but show this area as a series of islands.
Yes, I know.
At some time, you know.
I know what you are referring to.
And
What reality are you going to choose to vibrate to?
well, that's another issue.
No, it's not. That was my earlier point. You bringing this up means you are resonating to an idea here, and I am calling your attention to the fact that you're resonating to an idea here you may actually prefer not to resonate to, so that you don't attract yourself to a reality experience you don't prefer.
Well,
What version of Earth do you wish to resonate to?
all right, well, getting back to actually what is the more important part of this, which it does have to do with my perception.
Yes.
I've had a lot of mystical experiences, you might say, and in one of them, when I'm shown pictures of
Yes.
wonderful pictures of
Yes.
what our civilization can look like.
Yes.
Which is really, really beautiful, abundant, balanced, and all of that.
And?
In that picture,
Yes.
when I have kind of asked, well, it's not a picture that includes cities such as ours where there is very little greenery, there is no ability to
Yes.
self-sustain, really,
Yes.
and so forth. It's just, they're kind of like either not there, or there seems to be a suggestion that they still do exist, but that there is a different type of society inhabiting those cities where they're still kind of buying into that pattern and not
Yes.
having a very happy time of it.
Yes.
And I've been puzzled about this. Is it that they don't exist anymore, or that we've had this sort of separation where we can be drawn into a reality that we
Your
find?
confusion is because you're actually looking at a transitional reality. In other words, the idea of a reality transitioning from one to another is itself a reality. And you are standing squarely in between two ideas and experiencing that reality of transition itself, and that's where the confusion is coming from. Eventually, we perceive that your reality on Earth will be somewhat closer to our reality on my world, where it is mostly green, and there are not large built-up cities. Not because they have been destroyed, but because in that sense, they have been deconstructed.
Yes, that's what I would say. That was the suggestion, that they had been deconstructed.
Yes. And this eventually will occur, not in your present lifetime. The idea of the scenario that you are picking up, to get to that point on Earth, you are looking at about 2,000 years down the road.
Wow.
Do you follow?
Yeah, I was hoping it was sooner, but
The beginnings of it are right now, but the final vision of that idea is about 2,000 of your years down the road. Do you follow that?
Yeah. Thank you, because I have wondered about the time frame of what I was shown.
Yes. Now, the other thing to understand is that about 1,000 years down the road, humans will be making a decision. And that decision will primarily be this: that they will probably not occupy the earth so much, and certainly will probably not incarnate on it so much anymore. They will allow another race to begin to occupy what is going on the earth, and let them decide what kind of habitations they require. And that's what you're picking up on, the idea being that the ones that might still be involved in some of the remaining structures may not necessarily be even of your society. They may be on their own path. using Earth for their own lessons and their own experiences, now that humans, in a sense, have moved up a notch. Many humans in spirit will remain connected to the Earth to act as guides for the new civilization that will birth itself upon the Earth for their own experience, the beginning of their own journey. You follow?
Yes, but this very balanced, green, and abundant society where there's communication between species and,
Yes.
and all of this, is this...
This will begin shortly.
But is it Earth or is it another version of Earth?
Well, what's the difference?
Well, in other
You're
words...
in another version of Earth right now. You're 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 in another version of Earth right now.
Okay.
So, of course, it's another version of Earth.
But you threw me a second ago when you mentioned about something that would, a decision 1,000 years down the line.
Yes.
Is it the decision to create this very wonderful place, which, I mean, even the idea of self-sustaining communities now and all of that is the beginning of this creation now that we see
Yes.
here. But is it going to be able to flourish
Yes.
completely?
Yes.
But then in 1,000 years we're going to be willing to give that up? And
Because it will no longer serve you. You will be cleaning the place up for someone else to come in.
well, the beings that I've seen inhabiting it they look somewhat, well, they look a lot like us, but they're taller, thinner,
Yes.
you know.
It's not the same species, exactly, no.
Oh, really?
No. Really. It's not the same species.
So it's not that we have just changed our evolutionary genetic pattern, it's a different species.
Yes.
And some of them are us and others are not, or what?
Well, in a sense, yes, of course, because some of you may decide that incarnationally you wish to partake of their journey, and so you will become them. But some of you will not. Many of you will not. Many of you will move on to other places, other levels, other dimensions.
But will it be, in a sense, a kind of gift to them that we
Yes.
are giving them a really wonderful, beautiful place?
Yes. You're cleaning up your house so the next tenant will have a nice place to move into. But the beginning of this will occur in your lifetime in the sense that as we read the energy now, somewhere between your year of 2025 and 2033, there will begin open contact between humans on Earth and what you call us, extraterrestrials. And it will be the beginning of a relationship where Earth begins to join in what is called the Interstellar Alliance. And in that sense will also then gain new understanding of its relationship to the Earth, new understanding of its relationship to its cosmic family, new understanding in that sense of all the things it can do to assist other races also coming up the ladder, so to speak, in their evolutionary journey. You will be in that sense taking on new tasks. You will see your position in a new way, taking on new responsibilities you have heretofore not even dreamed of doing. And so by that year, as you call it, 3000, you will be basically getting your house in order to move on to a whole other new level. And therefore, another 1,000 years after that, what you are seeing as the idea of the deconstructed Earth will really be the first 1,000 years of the new society that is going to, in that sense, use Earth as its starting point for another journey. You follow me?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Oh, terrifically. Thank you.
All right.
Could I ask one question, which I wish...
Well,
maybe
that
could
was a
be
question, so I guess you can.
I'm confused between the Buddhist and the Hindu and the Christian concept of what the soul is.
Yes.
The Hindus believe that as we evolve, we never lose that we are all a part of God with its own innate individual
Yes.
existence that we never lose, that we maintain a point of spiritual integrity and individuality
Yes.
throughout our infinite journey.
Yes.
The Buddhists, on the other hand, believe that that individuality and the individual soul is basically an illusion,
Yes.
and that there is no such thing.
Yes.
Is it the drop going into the ocean, does it remain a drop as it participates in the ocean, or does it simply disperse?
Do you remember when we talked about the idea of this and that as opposed to this or that?
Yes.
Then what does that mean?
So it is what the Hindus say is the non-difference difference.
And?
And what?
Not or, and it's also what the Buddhists say, and it's also what the Christians say, and it's also what the Jews say, and it's also what the Muslims say, and it's all true depending upon the level from which you are perceiving it. So they're just perceiving the same thing from different perspectives in different ways and symbolizing them from those perspectives. They're all true from their perspective, and that means they're all true, because everything within God that you can imagine is somewhere real.
Is there anything that's any more real than what's real? Any ultimate reality to this question?
No. The only ultimate reality to that issue is that it's all true. That's the ultimate reality. It's all real. It's all true, and it's all an illusion. But that's what reality is. Understand this. You are not capable of imagining non-existence. Go ahead, give it a shot. Did you do it?
No.
Why not?
Well, as you say, you can't.
Because you can't experience non-existence, can you? No. Therefore, anything you actually can imagine exists in some level of existence, is real somewhere, somewhen, somehow within existence. Otherwise, you couldn't imagine it. So that which you can imagine is real. It just depends on the perspective in existence from which you are looking. But it's no less real and no more real than any other perspective. That's what existence is, perspectives. That's why all truths are true. That's the ultimate truth. All truths are true. That's the paradox. Does that make sense?
Oh yes, thank you. It's really wonderful to have that clarification. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course, you don't have to take my word for it.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
Two thoughts, please. Earlier, you've alluded to the spirit guides, masters, etc.
Yes.
And those of us that are on the quote-unquote spiritual path,
yes.
At times we get, or at least my feeling is, and if I get some clarification on this.
Yes.
Sometimes, you talked about our choices of hallways.
Yes.
Sometimes you go down this hallway.
Yes.
And I got the picture of the Matrix where you got all these doors. You
Yes.
can choose from along the doorway.
Yes.
Now, the spiritual guides, teachers, gurus, adepts, angelics, etc., there seem to be so many that are there to help us
Yes.
on some level. My question on this is, as the room seems to get narrower and narrower at times, the
Yes.
more spiritual, quote-unquote, that you get,
Yes.
is that a function of our, on some level, the agreements we had and or the creations that we agreed to bring here, or is that also part of the agreements we had with our guides, spirit helpers, etc., that are keeping us, boom, oh, you're getting out of line, boom.
It can be either or both. It depends on how you set this up for yourself.
Okay.
So there's no hard and fast rule in that sense.
Okay. Yeah, I guess my curiosity was in what is the role of the spirit guides helpers as far as how they come in, how they help.
Yes.
And I guess it's sometimes very difficult for me, at least, from my perspective,
Yes.
to find out why do I keep going down this narrow path, and your foot goes outside, whoops, boom, back in, and it seems to be.
Well, what are you defining as the narrow path?
I guess one of the definitions would be, for example, and this was alluded to before, is on the material wealth side of the equation.
Yes.
And at some point in time, and this is one of the struggles I've had with the spirituality, is hard boom. At one point in time, there was certain circumstance of events that led me on a spiritual path.
Yes.
And reckoning that and the balance between that and also the material side of the equation.
All right, but stop there.
Yeah.
The fact that you are making it two sides of an equation is what's causing you difficulty. What is unspiritual about the idea of material wealth?
There's nothing unspiritual about it.
Well, then why is there a differentiation between the idea of material wealth experience and walking a spiritual path experience? Why does those ideas seem to be placed in two separate terminologies instead of all being part and parcel of one experience?
Right. No, I understand.
Yes.
Which leads me to my next question. My final question was to integrate that, because between my ears, I understand that.
Between your ears,
between
all right.
my ears. And
but not in your very...
In the heart. There's a heart chakra.
Right.
For me, it's about, as you've explained, the experiential.
Yes.
That makes it real.
Yes.
So learning it, reading it, digesting it is one thing, but also to actually live it makes it more real, at least for me.
Of course.
And so
draw upon whatever aspects of your life already do give you that sensation in your heart, and understand that you can relate that sensation to other areas of your life as you wish to.
Now, if there is a chakra blockage in the heart chakra, is that a reality as far as...
It's a definition.
Okay. So it is a definition.
There are no blockages except as you define them.
As we define them. Thank you. Okay.
So find the definition that makes you think there's a blockage.
And I thought there was a blockage there for both sides of the equation, the material versus the spiritual.
Yes. Let me put it this way. What you all often refer to as a blockage really might better serve you to be labeled as process. In other words, there is something there you need to get in touch with. Mm-hmm. That's what you're aware of. It's not really a blockage. But what it is, in a sense, is a part of your consciousness saying, look at this. You need to look at this. There's something here you need to look at if you really want to incorporate and integrate this idea into yourself to become more holistic. Then look at this. Look at this. Mm-hmm. Look at this. So what you experience as a blockage is more of the idea of a focus that your consciousness, your overall consciousness, is doing to your personality and saying, no, don't look there, look here. No, don't look there, look here. This is where you need to focus. But you might interpret that as a blockage because you don't seem to be able to get past it because the physical personality thinks it's supposed to be able to get past it. Mm-hmm. But what the overall consciousness is saying, no. You can't get past it till you look at it. But that's not a blockage. It's the idea of being told with loud ringing alarm bells, there's something here you need to look at. You have a belief and a definition about the idea of yourself relative to this area that you need to look at and process. That's all a blockage is. It's trying to get your attention that there's something there you need to look at. It's not really a blockage. Mm-hmm. It's actually telling you that if you look at this and integrate it, it's actually the path of least resistance and the quickest way to become who you prefer to be. Mm-hmm. Trying to go around it is actually the longest way. Mm-hmm. Going through it is the quickest way. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So watch your definitions. Don't make separations where it doesn't serve you to do so.